What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorian here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and today what I want to talk about is some extreme news pertaining to the main Walking Dead show and the universe. So earlier yesterday, there was this tweet by IGN that went out that pretty much said that the 11th season of The Walking Dead would be the final season. And obviously a lot of speculation went around saying oh, is this true? It was pretty much considered a rumor at the time, since the tweet was taken down a couple of hours or minutes later. But then after hours of people sitting on the news wondering if it is real and everything, stuff started to come out from Skybound, The Walking Dead's official Twitter, even The Walking Dead AMC themselves, with multiple teasers showing off that this is in fact, or season 11 will be in fact the final season of The Walking Dead. Now it sounds like I'm kind of just reporting on the news and everything of this and just not caring about the subject, but honestly, it's an emotional day and everything. I'll make a full video about how I personally feel about it, but right now I just kind of want to inform you guys on what's going on. But definitely when I saw this, I was starstruck at first, and I thought it was a rumor, but it was sadly yet I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's good for it to end before continuing into just bullshit, which I could definitely see. It's just crazy to think this show that's been going on for fucking 10 plus years is finally ending, and I've been with it a lot of people have been with it throughout its entire journey. But like I said, I'll make an entire video on how I feel about it and everything in the future, maybe in a couple of days. But let's hop right into the story. So The Walking Dead Twitter tweeted hashtag The Walking Dead will conclude in 2022 with an extended 24 episode 11th and final season. In 2023, Angela Kang will return to helm a fourth The Walking Dead series starring Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride. Details with an article link that I'll dive into a little bit later on. But already this is some insane news that The Walking Dead will conclude in 2022, which is yet again a very, very long ways away. It's still 2020. It's nearing the end of 2020, but then we still have that full year of 2021 to get through, and then 2022. And it's crazy to think that the season 11 will be 24 episodes. This season's already going along. Season 10 will be going along for I think 22 episodes. So season 11 will be 24, which is crazy to think. But I think the 6 extra episodes added onto season 10 are kind of, I guess you could say, not filler, but won't go into season 11. But these obviously extra episodes added on to season 11 will obviously go towards the story. But I do wonder greatly what these 24 episodes will add, and I'm just excited in general that obviously these are extra episodes. It'll be extremely long season, which that's really cool. And I think it'll be the longest season in Walking Dead history, which is awesome. And it's also the final season, which is unfortunate, but to kind of rush to this point or anything, lots of people are mentioning, saying it's good that's ending, that obviously so it doesn't go into areas where they just make up bullshit, which is kind of the reason that Robert Kirkman ended off his comic series in the beginning, which is something that I support. But at the end of the day, as a fan, obviously it does suck, but it takes a minute to digest and think in your mind, saying yeah, this is at the end of the day the best decision. But have no fear. In 2023, Angela Kang will return for a fourth Walking Dead series starring Norman Reedus, aka Daryl, and Melissa McBride, aka Carol, it's definitely gonna be interesting. A lot of people have been speculating oh, what will these be what will these what will this extra spinoff be about, anything with Daryl and Carol, which I've thought of my own theories. Obviously in the season 10 premiere, there was mentions of Carol and Daryl saying just get on the bike and go to Mexico, only the two of them. So I feel like they could do that, and a lot of people are mentioning that this will be them going to find Rick to meet him in one of the movies, maybe the second or third final movie. But then now there's news about the movies being very complicated, whether they're even going to happen in general. The first one I know is definitely or might definitely be happening, but the second and third are kind of But with them going to meet Rick and everything and find Rick and Michonne, I feel like it'll have to, because a lot of people are speculating that will be 5 seasons, which that is clear speculation, keep in mind, but that would be 5 seasons, which honestly I don't doubt it being 5 seasons. It would be really cool to get 5 seasons of Daryl and Carol with them on their own little side story together. But what I'm scared about is, one, how will they leave and everything? Will they just get up and leave, or will there be an explanation of why they'll leave, which I hope is the case, which obviously the case will most likely be them going to find Rick and Michonne. But kind of a concern that I have with that on its an entirely other subplot is I feel obviously them finding Rick won't, obviously it'll take a while, but if they just stretch out episodes of filler of them just moving place to place to find Rick, obviously it'll be considered filler in my head. So I feel if it's gonna be 5 seasons or a long running series, I feel they're gonna have to have some story in between of actual stuff besides them just trying to find Rick. But but I wonder what that extra story will be, because obviously it's like, you know, just Carol and Daryl. Obviously they'll probably find some other groups, maybe make some enemies, but it should be interesting, and I'm excited for what they have to, like, you know, show us. But moving on to the article by Skybound, which along with the tweet will be linked down below in the description, there's this really funny but good quote, I think, by I forgot who. I'll have to find out in the article. Oh, it was Scott Gimple, but he says it's been 10 years gone by, which a lot of people have been not speculating even, but pointing out that this is obviously, like, you know, a poke towards the first ever episode of The Walking Dead, Days Gone By. He goes along to say what lies ahead, which is yet again another episode of season 2. I think that's the premiere episode. Are 2 more to come in stories and stories to tell beyond that. What's clear is that the show has been about the living, made by a passionate cast, team of writer, producers. I'm not sure why they put producers twice, and crew, bringing to life the vision put forth by Robert Kirkman in his brilliant comic, and supported by the best fans in the world. He added, this will be a grand finale that will lead to new premieres. Evolution is upon us. The Walking Dead lives. Which I guess is a poke towards the fact that Robert Kirkman always puts, or at least put in the past 2 issues of the Walking Dead universe, or at least 2 issues of the Walking Dead universe or comics, he puts like, you know, Negan lives and Clementine lives. And obviously to put it in a short, like, you know, I guess sentence, since obviously we'll make another video on this, but obviously the Walking Dead universe is going to expand. It's not just about the main show. There's gonna be tons of other shows. Obviously, since we've been, like, you know, with this main show for 10 plus years, obviously it's gonna be very, very weird for us to, like, you know, go to new characters and new stories. But obviously we've done it already with, like, you know, Fear the Walking Dead and the new, like, you know, Walking Dead World Beyond, which I think premieres on October 4th, along with the Walking Dead season 10 finale. But moving on into the article, which is something that I did not mention, like, even before, which is something that's awesome, is in a press release, obviously with Skybound, it was said AMC is also working with Gimple to develop a new Tales of the Walking Dead series, an episode anthology with individual episodes or arcs of episodes focused on new or existing characters' backstories and other standalone experiences. The company, working closely with Gimple, is also developing a number of other new and innovative projects grounded in the Walking Dead universe. So, wow. So pretty much we're gonna get, like, you know, I speculate, or like, news on this came out a really long time ago with something that Gimple said, is that there would be other series and other spin-offs, like, you know, pertaining to, like, you know, old characters and, like, other backstories, like Carl and Glenn and all those other people. So I'm very interested to see, like, you know, when that's gonna happen, and also what characters are gonna do and everything, and what's gonna happen in them. Obviously the ones we want to see the most are of obviously, like, you know, Daryl. He would be an awesome one to get a backstory on. Also Carl, which he's a kid before the apocalypse starts, so it probably wouldn't be that interesting unless we got to see, like, you know, Lori and, like, you know, Rick and Shane also. And it'd be interesting to see a Glenn one, although I'm not sure if his would be that interesting also, since, yeah, again, in I think season 1 he said he just delivered pizzas. But seeing, like, a mini backstory on kind of, like, you know, how they, like, you know, were working in just the beginning of the apocalypse, like when it just started. But moving on from that article to a tweet by the Walking Dead World, which brings up, like, you know, a lot of good points, because obviously a lot of people are very sad that obviously these, like, you know, that the main show is coming to an end, but he does shed some light on some things that we will be getting in, like, you know, the near future, which is obviously the Walking Dead season 10 finale with those 6 extra episodes, obviously the Walking Dead season 11 with the extended, like, the massively extended, like, you know, season with 24 episodes, Fear the Walking Dead season 6, and, like, you know, maybe they might go on, but, like, you know, might go along past season 6, which obviously I do have a theory video on, like, you know, them stopping at, like, you know, season 6, but they could go on longer, and that's for a whole nother video. We have 2 seasons of the Walking Dead World Beyond, the Daryl and Carol spinoff, Rick Grimes films, which yet again, like I said, they're a bit gray at the moment, and the Tales of the Walking Dead spinoffs, which we don't know when they're gonna happen yet, but I think it's a pretty cool concept. But that was all the news I really had for today. Like I said, all of this is, like, you know, this is, like, way too much to take. Like, if you're, like, honestly have a heart, like, you know, condition, you might have fucking gone out, like, you know, just listening to this, because, like, all this news is incredibly, like, sad, hopeful, and kind of, you know, I guess very heartfelt. And you could tell, like, you know, after all this, all these, like, announcements, I think you can, like, obviously tell, like, you know, the passion that everyone has with the show. But yeah, like I said, it's all very sad, but all at the same time very, like, you know, I'm not sure the word. Like I said, I'll make a whole video on how I personally feel about this, since I could go on for hours about that, but not, like, you know, to extend this video further. But like I said, this is all extremely crazy, you know, information. I don't even know, like, the words to describe it. But make sure to leave your thoughts down below on all this news. Like, obviously with The Walking Dead ending with season 11, the extended 24 episode season 11. 11 and the, like, you know, the final season of like, you know, season 11. Make sure to leave your opinions on the Carol and Dale spinoff. Obviously, the Walking Dead, like, you know, Tales of the Walking Dead, the Rick Grimes films, the Daryl and Carol spinoff, and all the other things mentioned in this video. Like I said, it's all crazy. I didn't write a script for this video. That's why I'm stuttering like a ton. Well, I usually stutter, but you know, But yeah, like I said, that was all. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest in the Walking Dead universe, and more on this, and more does come out, which I'm pretty sure a ton will be coming out in the next couple of days. But yep, I'll see you guys later. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.